Have you ever wondered about the man who dared to challenge the belief that the Earth was the center of the universe? That man was Galileo Galilei. Born on the 15th of February 1564 in the beautiful city of Pisa, Italy, Galileo was the eldest of 6 children. His father Vincenzo Galilei was a well-known musician and his mother Giulia Ammannati came from a noble lineage. As a child, Galileo was fascinated by the world around him, showing an early interest in the natural sciences. His formal education began at the Camaldolese monastery at Vallombrosa, where he initially intended to become a monk. However, his father had other plans for him, and sent Galileo to the University of Pisa to study medicine. But it was the abstract world of mathematics that truly captivated young Galileo, steering him towards a path that would forever change our understanding of the universe. Galileo's early life and education set the stage for his revolutionary discoveries. Galileo's contributions to astronomy are monumental. His work gave us a fresh perspective on our place in the universe and opened up new celestial horizons. One of his most significant contributions was the discovery of the phases of the moon. Before Galileo, the moon was considered a perfect, unblemished sphere, but Galileo's observations revealed that the moon had mountains and craters, and it went through phases just like any other planet. This was a groundbreaking revelation that challenged the prevalent geocentric model of the universe, where Earth was considered the center. But the moon wasn't the only celestial body that Galileo studied. He also turned his telescope towards Jupiter, one of the brightest objects in the night sky. And what he saw was absolutely astonishing. He discovered 4 tiny points of light orbiting Jupiter. These were later named the Galilean moons in his honor. This was the first evidence of a center of motion not centered on the Earth, supporting the Copernican model where the planets, including Earth, revolve around the Sun. Galileo's observations didn't stop there. He was also the first to observe and document sunspots. These dark patches on the Sun's surface were yet another blow to the idea of celestial perfection that was widely accepted at the time. Sunspots showed that the Sun, like the Moon, was not a perfect sphere but had its own irregularities. Each of these discoveries was revolutionary in its own right. They challenged established beliefs and opened up a whole new world of possibilities. But more importantly, they laid the foundation for modern astronomy. They showed us that the universe is far more vast and complex than we could ever have imagined. Galileo's astronomical discoveries changed our understanding of the universe. They sparked a scientific revolution that continues to this day, as we strive to explore the farthest reaches of the cosmos. But perhaps most importantly, they taught us to question, to observe, and to seek the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. Because, in the words of Galileo himself, all truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. One of Galileo's most significant inventions was the telescope. Despite the common misconception, Galileo did not invent the telescope, but he was the first to use it for astronomical purposes. The device he constructed magnified objects up to 30 times their original size, a significant leap from the 3 times magnification of the Dutch models available at the time. Galileo's telescope became a ticket to the cosmos. By observing the moon's craters and mountains, he was able to dispel the belief that the moon was a perfect smooth sphere. His discovery of Jupiter's 4 largest moons further challenged the geocentric model of the universe, which held that everything revolved around the Earth. Most importantly, Galileo's telescope gave humanity a new window to the universe. It opened the door to countless discoveries that expanded our understanding of the cosmos. It was a tool that truly changed the course of scientific history. Galileo's telescope opened the skies for exploration like never before. Galileo's scientific discoveries brought him into conflict with the Catholic Church. His observations of the cosmos supported the then controversial idea of heliocentrism, the belief that the Earth and other planets revolve around the Sun. This concept, however, directly contradicted the Church's geocentric model where the Earth was considered the center of the universe. In 1633, Galileo was summoned by the Inquisition, the Church's institution for combating heresy. He was accused of heresy for his support of heliocentrism. Despite his attempts to argue that his theories did not conflict with biblical texts, the Church disagreed. Galileo was found vehemently suspect of heresy, forced to recant his ideas publicly, and spent the rest of his life under house arrest. Yet this did not deter him from continuing his scientific inquiries clandestinely, forever changing our understanding of the universe. Despite the conflict, Galileo stood firm in his beliefs. Galileo's approach to science was groundbreaking. This is no mere hyperbole. His approach was a paradigm shift that transformed the world of science. He was one of the first to assert that nature could be understood through observations and mathematical descriptions. This was a radical departure from the traditional Aristotelian view, which relied heavily on philosophical speculation. Galileo believed in the power of direct observation. He would meticulously observe a phenomenon, such as the motion of a pendulum or the phases of the moon, and then derive a mathematical model to explain it. His experiments were not just about observing, they were about testing theories and hypotheses. He also introduced the concept of controlled experiments. By changing one variable at a time, he could isolate its effect and gain a deeper understanding of the phenomenon under study. This approach allowed him to make precise predictions, a hallmark of what we now know as the scientific method. Galileo's scientific method laid the foundation for modern science. His legacy lives on every time a scientist observes, hypothesizes, experiments, and concludes. Galileo's ideas and methods had a profound influence on the scientific revolution. This Italian polymath, armed with his telescope and a relentless curiosity, laid the foundation of modern science. His discoveries challenged the traditional geocentric model, sparking a revolution that would forever change our understanding of the cosmos. Galileo's adoption of the scientific method, where observations and experiments drive conclusions, set the stage for future scientific inquiry. His work, unshackling science from the confines of philosophical speculation, provided a blueprint for scientists to test, observe, and validate their theories. His heliocentric model, though controversial, inspired future astronomers like Kepler and Newton. Galileo's courage to challenge the status quo ignited a spark that fueled the scientific revolution. His pioneering work on inertia and the laws of motion paved the way for Newton's laws, and ultimately, the field of physics as we know it today. In essence, Galileo's influence transcended his own lifetime, shaping the course of scientific discovery for centuries to come. Galileo was a pioneer of the scientific revolution. Galileo's work on gravity was pioneering. Armed with keen observation and an inquisitive mind, Galileo Galilei turned his attention to the mystery of gravity. He challenged the long-held Aristotelian belief that heavier objects fall faster than lighter ones. In the late 16th century, atop the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or so the story goes, Galileo conducted his famous experiment. He dropped two balls of different masses and observed that they hit the ground simultaneously. This experiment, whether it happened or not, symbolizes Galileo's challenge to established ideas. Galileo's experiments didn't stop there. He also investigated the path of projectiles and discovered that they followed a curved trajectory, a parabola. This study laid the groundwork for the concept of inertia, later clarified by Sir Isaac Newton. Galileo's work on acceleration, the rate at which an object speeds up when falling, was another significant contribution. His insights were groundbreaking, setting the stage for Newton's laws of motion. Galileo's studies on gravity were foundational to physics. Galileo's legacy continues to inspire us today. His daring spirit of inquiry and relentless pursuit of truth have left an indelible mark on the scientific world. Galileo's groundbreaking discoveries and revolutionary ideas have significantly shaped the fields of astronomy and physics. His observations of the moons of Jupiter, the phases of the moon, and sunspots have given us a deeper understanding of the universe. These findings have laid the groundwork for future generations of scientists and astronomers, enabling them to delve deeper into the mysteries of the cosmos. In the realm of physics, Galileo's work on the study of falling bodies and acceleration due to gravity has been instrumental in the development of the law of gravity. His contributions have paved the way for the likes of Sir Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein, whose theories have further expanded our knowledge of the physical world. Galileo's contributions continue to shape our understanding of the universe. Galileo Galilei is remembered and honored today. In the centuries following his death, Galileo's contributions have not been forgotten, but rather, they have been celebrated in various forms around the world. His name resonates in the halls of academia with numerous scholarships and awards dedicated to his memory, encouraging future generations to continue his legacy of scientific exploration. Monuments and statues of Galileo stand tall in several cities, serving as a testament to his enduring influence. His birthplace, Pisa, honors him with a monument at the University of Pisa, while in Florence, his final resting place, you'll find a statue of him gazing up at the stars. Institutions too have been named after Galileo, including the Galileo Galilei Institute for Theoretical Physics in Italy, and the Galilei-Galileo spacecraft, which was sent by NASA to study Jupiter, his own celestial discovery. Indeed, Galileo's impact on the world is still felt, his name synonymous with scientific revolution. His relentless pursuit of truth, his courage and curiosity continue to inspire us today.